Well, excited for you to get back to training, man. Maybe one more little round. You do chondrocytes last time you were here?
Yeah, so I guess
good.
I was one of the first groups to get the chondrocytes.
Good.
I gotta say, it's fucking amazing, like how well it worked. I think I got a really good result because I really like follow the protocols. Like I did exactly what you fucking told me. Like I said, I don't have pain in my knees, right? I mean, sometimes I'll get a little bite in my left knee, you know, a little bit here and there. Yeah,
I'm glad it worked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as somebody who was about to get 2 knees replaced, what would you tell somebody else that's in the same position?
Do this.
Yeah.
Do this. This has been a lifesaver. I don't have fake knees. I have my knees still in my body. I'm not going to have these replaced. Man, this was the best choice I could have made.
Welcome to the CPI podcast. Today, I have a really old friend, good buddy of mine, Garth Taylor, sometimes known as the Mountain Man, GT. It's good to see you back down here, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was trying to think about how far we go back, but that ages us a long ways.
You are my first sponsor.
I am your. Oh, I was your first sponsor.
You are my first sponsor. Yeah.
Oh, what year was that?
Yeah.
90.
I think I just won Purple Worlds.
Purple World. What year was that?
That was been 97. 97.
1996.
96 was the first one. Was Blue Belt. That was 96.
96 was the first year you won Jiu-Jitsu Worlds down in Brazil.
No, I took third. But that was the first
okay.
Worlds. Mm-hmm. I got to compete in the very first
that
World
was the very
Championships.
first Worlds. I remember that. Yeah.
It was a trip. It was.
And then you came back the next year and you won it.
Came back next year and I won.
Won it.
Yeah.
I remember I interviewed you for onthemat.com.
Yeah, on the mat. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was pretty classic.
We're the oldest jiu-jitsu website still online.
Dude, it's legendary. Is it still out there?
It's still up. Yeah.
Wow.
Been up since Gummy and I put it up in I think end of 95, beginning of 96, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Old school.
Website was legendary.
It is. It's still got
those
some
videos, man. I wish
they're not acceptable now.
They're not acceptable. They should be, but they're not.
They should be, but they're not. Yeah.
Remember how much shit you used to get for the little sidebars where you had all the
Brazilian girls?
The Brazilian girls on the little sidebars.
Yeah.
I remember all the women at my academy would get so upset. They'd be like, can't look at this. I'd be like,
if they can't appreciate a woman's body, what can I say?
Fix your screen. Do something.
You know, crop it out.
Yeah, crop it out. Whatever you need to do. The content is
You're
there.
not my target market.
Not really.
Man.
I don't think that was much of a market at that time.
No, yeah.
No. So, I mean, it's the hardest thing. It's been one of the best things in jiu-jitsu is to see the women getting involved. And the level it is now is just incredible.
What's that girl, Helen?
The young one from...
the one from Danaher?
Yeah. She's
God, I got to see her compete a couple of times. She's so good.
Yeah, she is.
She would just mop the mat with me.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to train with her. She's going to smash me.
I remember the first time I trained with Kathy Brothers, I was a white belt and she was a brown belt and she just tore me up.
Yeah, she let you have it.
She was badass back in the day.
Yeah. Women are powerful, man.
Yeah, they're good. They're real good.
Women are powerful.
Yeah.
It's nice for them to get the opportunity to show that, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then roll forwards? What was it with Masters I just ran into you at?
Yeah, just recently, right?
Yeah. How it was about, 8 months ago, 9 months ago?
Yeah, 8 months ago.
Yeah. And you were walking around like a cripple.
Dude, I could barely walk.
I had to pick you up out of the chair multiple times.
Pretty much, yeah.
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 You were scaring me.
Scared me, man.
It was almost knee replacement time. Huh?
Well, it was.
Yeah.
It was knee replacement time. 2 different orthopedist surgeons said that was, the only thing that would fix it.
Was it like a specific thing that happened or what?
It's just over the years. I had 6 surgeries, 6
knee
major knee surgeries. So
holy shit, I didn't know that.
4 on the left knee, which was always kind of my bad knee. And then I had a meniscus surgery on my right knee. Probably didn't need it. Now I certainly wouldn't have it. Haven't had that experience. But that got infected.
Oh.
Badly. And I was in the hospital for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
With the infection. And then I was on IV antibiotics for 2 months. Yeah. Afterwards, I had a PICC line and doing my own IVs at home.
Wow.
For 2 months.
Brutal.
Yeah, and I didn't know at the time But apparently that infection had ate all the cartilage out of that knee. So my good knee became bad knee.
Wow.
With just one little meniscus surgery gone wrong, you know?
I mean, infections can happen.
They can happen.
You know what I mean? It's
you don't think of it when you're going to have a little meniscus surgery. You know, you don't think of that's a possibility that you could. I mean, that thing almost killed me. You know, I was in the hospital
my back
6
surgery
days.
got infected too, but luckily, like really quickly, they did some injections and I did some oral antibiotics and it cleared up real quick. My mom was in town at the time and I was like, oh, my skin's so, I couldn't see it, you know, I couldn't even walk. I had to like flip over on the couch and she's like, oh, this looks really bad and it's pussy, and called the doctor and they got me in that day and they got on it before it got bad.
Yeah, I think mine went a full week before I finally went in for the post-op, you know? Mm-hmm. And all the little incisions were like weeping at that point. And so he had me come back the next day. But even by the next day, my knee was like a freaking watermelon, you know? It was just huge.
Yeah. Body trying to fight it off. How long ago was that?
So that was about 4 or 5 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I had no idea that I didn't have any cartilage left in that knee. And so it kind of snuck up on me. But yeah, when I saw you at the Worlds, I couldn't walk more than 100 feet.
Yeah.
I had to walk 100 feet, had to either sit down or like lean on something or had to, you know, I just couldn't walk. It happened fast. You know, it happened fast. It's like I was fine. And then over a span of like 2 years, it just, you know, just happened.
Yeah.
They just kind of seized up on me.
Damn.
So, yeah, it was.
Were you still trying to train or what were you doing?
I was training.
Yeah.
You know, that there was a period of time like where I wasn't training when Katie got sick, and so I wasn't training. But yeah, I couldn't train.
Yeah.
I couldn't even teach my classes.
Wow.
You know, I had to sit on the side of the mat to teach my classes.
Brutal.
Have other people do it. So, so you got me to come in. You know, you rushed it too. You're like, no, you're coming down.
Yeah.
It's fucking grateful for that, man, because here I am now. It's just, it's fucking amazing.
You're walking around pretty good.
It's
yeah.
amazing. I can't believe it. Yeah, I wasn't going to tell you this, but I didn't have that much hope for it, you know, because it was so bad that I was just like, well, I'll try it, you know, take a shot. But now I can walk and do whatever. I'm teaching my classes again. You know, it's only been 6 months, so hopefully, looks like I'm going to get a couple more injections tomorrow. And then, you know, hopefully I'll be training again.
Right on.
6 months at least, you know, hopefully less than 6 months from now, I'll be training again.
Yeah.
But it's it's just been amazing. Like every day is just a little bit better, you know. And then there's these like leaps, like every, you know, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, all of a sudden I can do something I couldn't do before.
Like what?
Like
what were the things you noticed?
I mean, I couldn't bend my knee 90 degrees, and the right leg I couldn't straighten it, which caused me all kinds of trouble because the knee's always
bend
bent.
one, can't
Yeah.
straighten the other.
Yeah. So, but both of them, neither one of them would bend that far. Mm-hmm. But but now I can do full squats. My trainer had me doing split lunges the other day with no assistance, and I could put my knee on the floor. So, I mean, those were, 6 months ago, it wasn't even a consideration.
Yeah.
Like, shopping was fucked. You know what I mean? Like, going shopping was hard. Like, I was using shopping services to bring me food and stuff. It's just
Wow.
You don't realize, slowly but surely, the pain just takes your life from you. Step by step, starts taking your life from you, and you don't realize you're giving it up. And then, you're in the position I was in. It's just like, fuck, what happened?
Well, we're good at adapting, right?
Yeah.
Especially guys like us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I started training 93. Started training for real 95. I don't know when you started training.
94.
No, yeah, 1 year, right? Same time.
Same time, yeah.
And
Same generation.
And we were of the generation of slap hands, and every match is for $1 million in the world championships. There's no light rolls.
So funny. It's so funny. Jiu-Jitsu is so much different, and for the best, for the best. But I'm glad I had my experience.
Oh, me too.
I mean, like when we started it, there was no sport jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That was, it was like, oh, there's competitions. We compete at this. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, okay.
I thought it was just so I could be the biggest bully around.
Yeah. I thought I was just beating people up. You
Yeah.
know? From my experience, because, I was wrestling prior to that. And I'd finished college. And especially back then, it's like when you stopped wrestling, it was over.
Yeah.
So the sport you did forever, it was just over. There's nothing, you could go to like a high school mat somewhere, coach, which I was doing. I was just coaching high school wrestling. But like your whole sport thing you spent so much time doing and working on it was over. It was no, I think it's probably like for how football players feel, it's like, it's gone. So, and when I saw the first UFC, I was like, fuck, there it is. I don't have to quit.
Yep.
Here's a martial art. It's just like wrestling. I was like, fuck, I don't have to stop. And, just the craziest thing was Hicks and Gracie came to Watsonville, which is a little town south of Santa Cruz. It's not the place for Hicks and Gracie to come to do a seminar. It's not the place. And he came and did a 2-day seminar in I think tail end of 93, 94. I went to Indo right after that for 2 months. I don't remember. I think it was 94. But so I did a seminar with Hicks and Gracie, which is the most amazing thing ever, I mean, I've been on the mat with plenty of national champions and stuff like that, but like Hickson was just different. Anybody that's ever trained with Hickson he's just different. Like this, the way he carried himself and stuff, it was just different. It's interesting.
Is that the seminar where he like lined everyone up and tapped everybody out?
Yeah, like every single person in the room.
Yeah.
Made a big circle around the mat. And there was probably 40 of us. And then he just, none of us know jiu-jitsu, but still, it's hard to tap 40 straight people out.
Sure.
That's not easy.
Yep.
I went through a couple shirts, it was, but it was impressive, took everybody's back, choked everybody, had fun doing it.
Probably didn't break a sweat.
Little words of wisdom, laughed at me for giving my back up. And it was good. It was a really good, just an unbelievable experience to start jiu-jitsu with, And then came back from Indonesia and had a flyer on my door announcing like this school was opening up. Went to that school and never looked back.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
I want to be one of the first Americans to win the world championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you?
It was fun.
The first, second, third, something like that.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm the first American to ever get second place as a black belt.
Yeah.
I know that. I think, this is a weird one, but I think I'm the first person to medal at every belt.
Oh, wow.
I'm, foreign or Brazilian.
Nice.
Like maybe Tedder is in front of me on that, but he would be the only one, or maybe.
Well, you must
maybe
have started
somebody else.
before Today.
Yeah, but he he went through the belts
He went
fast.
through the belts faster. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
he went through the belts fast.
Yeah,
because he was black belt before I was.
Yeah.
Like the year BJ won when I was brown, he got that black belt, and I think Tedder beat Nino that year in the finals, which was a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. So,
You got to miss the old days of the Tijuca Tennis Club.
I wanted
The
to talk about
bathrooms
that.
are absolutely disgusting.
Oh, yeah, I
but
wanted
the
to-
crowd and the energy and the riding the bus for 2 hours through the favelas to get
just
there.
amazing. Or the
Trying to-
train. I took the train there sometimes.
Trying to get a taxi cab and you're like, where is this guy taking
Oh, my
me?
God.
Am I going to make it to the tournament or am I
Yeah,
going to end
yeah.
up with my kidney gone?
Yeah, there was a lot of. It took a lot to fight in Brazil.
It did.
Took a lot to fight in Brazil. And I love the World Championships now. It's like, it's amazing. It's professional. It's, the evolution of the sport is great. But, man, if you're an American, you need to go fight in Brazil.
It's all so different.
You just need to do it.
You got to go to the motherland.
You got to go to the I mean, I just miss that energy of the Tijuca Tennis Club. It's just
the giant flags,
crazy. The flags
chants,
coming down,
everything.
the chants, and the rival chants, going back and forth. It's fucking amazing. Just so lucky.
Remember listening to them try to butcher your name in Portuguese over the thing?
Yeah,
like,
over the
did they call me? Was that me? Like, like
that
this
crackly
Radio
speaker.
Shack microphone. And you're like, how are they going to say, Scotty Nelson, Scotty Nelson? You're like,
Garth Taylor, when they can't say TH, they can't make a th, so it's Garfo. It's a really fucking... Yeah.
I fought once in, Niterói with Pete the Greek.
Oh, yeah?
And I was sitting right by the guy making the announcements. And then I realized they finished my bracket. And by this time, I could speak a little bit of Portuguese. Mm-hmm. Pete's always seemed to be able to speak Portuguese really well. We're like, what's up? He's like, oh, yeah, I called your name. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I was sitting right here. What do you mean I called your name? You know what I mean? I didn't hear you call my name. So then they just threw me in the absolute. And I'm like, whatever. Pete and I rode 3 hours on the bus to get here. I'm getting a fight in, and this guy pulled guard on me and put an omoplata on me. I had my belt and I stood up and I just kind of shook a little bit like this to wiggle him off of my arm, and he just let go and lay on the mat and started going like that, and I got disqualified. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? They're like, you slammed him. I'm like, I got it on video, bro. I didn't slam nobody, Yeah, but, that's why you got to go fight in Brazil, man.
Yeah.
It's a
Was
whole
he fine?
different ball. Oh, he's fine. You got fought plenty of more matches.
Yeah, we didn't always get the...
It's like that soccer player,
Yeah, we didn't always get the fairest breaks, but...
No.
But I got
it made the victories even better. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't going to win many referees' decisions or even get to them.
Yeah.
But so you had to try to finish. But I did, I got some, so I can't complain too much. But
that's good.
I've also had matches just taken from me.
Sure. Yeah.
Pan finals when Hein Gracie just went out and changed the score. What?
I got Hein stories for days.
Fuck, dude. And it was just, I was like, I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
I'll take a bronze. It's cool.
Yeah.
High-end was just...
You don't want to end up stabbed.
Yeah. I was fucking intense person.
Say Rob BJ against Ted Day, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Big time. Robbed him. So I think I'm one of the only people with that fight on tape.
Oh, you have that fight?
I have that
I was
fight.
there for it. I was on the floor for that one.
I wasn't there, but I got it from Paquita.
Yeah. Fuck Paquita, man.
Yeah. The
Sorry, I'm
legend.
cursing a lot, but
No, you can curse all you want on this fucking podcast. But,
Paquita. Remember, another thing, like with jiu-jitsu now is there's so much information.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amazing. So much information and cross-training and, a lot of the things that were really limiting jiu-jitsu are, available to people now. And, but the tapes from Paquita's trunk, it's just the best.
Yep.
You go register for the Worlds. You bring your kilo of food, register, and then
you had to donate food to the poor.
You had to donate food back in the day, and, which is it was cool. It was way cool. But everybody's in line with a bag of rice and beans.
Yep.
It's very classic. But and then
we brought peanut butter one year. Boy, were they happy!
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, American peanut butter.
Oh, they were stoked.
Yeah, big Jiffy.
Yeah, I don't know if that made it to those people.
It might not have,
but but then just as soon as you register, just figuring out where Paquita was and running to his car, going through his trunk to get all the VHS tapes.
Yep. I made a living bootlegging those VHS tapes for a while.
Yeah, you did. Remember your little scheme with the tape-to-tape reels and then turning them back in?
Yep.
Yeah. On the mat was legendary.
The rental.
Yeah, the rental.
That's what happens when you live across the street from Target. You go buy 4 brand new VHS tapes. You make about 50 copies out of each, then you take them back.
Take them right
3 days later, you go buy 4 more, and then you take them back. Rinse and repeat till you've done 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
It was,
but that time, it was special.
Yeah.
It was real special.
Oh, I loved jiu-jitsu that back then, man. It was so brutal, but it was just so awesome.
It was a different sport, man.
Well, I mean, we had people that wanted to walk in. I mean, at house, people walk in wanting to fight all the time, any given Tuesday, Half might be like, "Yeah, you're gonna fight this dude." You're like, "What?"
Yeah, the Gracie Challenge was still in effect.
Still in effect, man.
I mean, that's the height of the Gracie Challenge right then. Early 90s.
But God did so much for your confidence.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, when guys would come in there, you'd be because we were right by Moffitt, you know, so we'd always get like military guys
coming in
and
try their luck,
and you'd be like, it'd be like with this dude. You're like, damn, dude, I don't know if I can beat this dude's ass. And then you beat his ass in no time.
Yeah.
You got to jump up, Jiu-Jitsu.
No matter how you beat him, it was Jiu-Jitsu.
Of course.
Yeah. Fucking punch him right in the face. It was Jiu-Jitsu. That's good times. Yeah, I had some wild times in that building. I had the... do you remember when Laborio's student passed away? Like he died on the mat?
Yeah. Heart attack, right?
Yeah, heart attack. I was on deck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was on fucking deck.
I was in the stands.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't understand what happened. He just fell down and, I'm warming up and they're out there working him up. And I've told this story a few times, but it's a wild story. They put him on a gurney or whatever, but nobody would fucking move. Yeah. The crowd was so into the rabid into it, like they could not make a pathway through the crowd. You know how there was like that lower section that like you got in that lower section,
the pit,
yeah, it was just crazy. So they literally crowd surfed this guy through the crowd up to the second deck.
Brazil,
and I was like,
I mean, Brazil's a place where I've been where like human life definitely has the least amount of value. Danny Do Nothing and I were in a taxi cab that hit two kids running across the street, and the guy didn't even slow down. We're screaming at him. And he's like, he goes, "You want me to stop?" He goes, "You see where we are right now? I'll let you out." He's like, "But you want me to stop right here?" We're like driving through the favelas on the way. We're just like, all right, if you don't care, like, what are we going to do? And it was just like the whole night we're like, are they alive? Like, what happened?
What happened?
Like,
you don't get to know.
Nope.
Yeah, my first jiu-jitsu instructor, Marcus Albuquerque, he got carjacked.
In Brazil?
Yeah, in Brazil, got killed.
Damn.
Yeah, first guy taught me jiu-jitsu.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Fucking wild, man. I mean, I can see how it happened, but...
Yeah. You want to hear something that's totally crazy?
Yeah.
And people think Tijuana's dangerous.
No.
Right?
Bro,
like,
places.
My God.
By the way, CPI is the mellowest place you could ever go to. Just like take Tijuana out of it. Right? It's not what you think. It's like as classy and you couldn't have a safer experience.
We have cancer patients that like walk around all over the place. I've been here 9 years now. I don't know anybody that's had a single problem.
Plus, when you're a patient here, you're constantly whisked around in the Mercedes vans. You know what I mean? Like, and you eat at the best. You eat at the best steakhouse in the world, and that steakhouse is incredible.
Like, that place is. I don't know if it beats Baja Grill.
No, it's not better in place in Brazil. I'm sorry, not the world. It's a really good steakhouse. Surprised me for Tijuana, I'll say that. But
the food down here is better than it is San Diego, man.
I bet. Yeah.
I would not even bother going.
Well, the two places you've taken me have just been like so top shelf.
There's so many of them too.
Yeah,
dude. That's why.
Yeah, me too.
It's a problem down here. The food is so damn good and so heavy. But yeah, Brazil. If you haven't gone to Brazil, especially if you train jiu-jitsu. But I hear it's changed a lot down there too. I haven't been there. When's the last time you were down there?
I fought in 2009.
Yeah.
At the international tournament. Yeah. Rio International or whatever.
Yeah. So you've been there since I've been there. I think the last time I was there was like 05 or 04, something like that.
But it was fucking great because it was Tijuca Tennis Club again. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, God, I missed that, man.
I wonder if they still do jiu-jitsu events there.
I hope.
They got to.
I know. I mean, after the Olympics, they got so many more venues. I wonder if they still use it.
One time I got...
Remember the seagulls and shit going through it and stuff?
Well, forget all that, dude. What about the hazardous waste of the bathrooms? One time I got my goddamn Havaiana stuck in, I hope wasn't human shit, but like, the floors would get so nasty.
It was human shit.
So humid in there. It'd be raining outside.
Yeah.
Everyone's sweating like a pig. I'm like running out of the bathroom and all of a sudden my Havaiana pops off And it's like I'm looking back, and I'm like, do I even want it back? You know, like it's all like sunk down in some mud, piss, whatever
was on that floor.
Crap. I had to hop over, kind of put it on my.
You
foot,
come out of there, and you're gonna go step on the mat too.
Like this, and put it in the sink. You know, like oh my god,
So
because you don't want to be walking around the Tijuca Tennis Club barefooted.
Fuck no.
Talk about an infection, bro.
Yeah, much less you're going on the mat where you're gonna wrestle. You know?
Oh,
you know the speaking of the mats, the first time I fought there, 96, so they didn't have mats like what I thought were mats, right? They had tatami, canvas wrapped, fucking bales of hay.
Meat eaters.
Yeah, canvas wrapped bales of hay. And I go fight this guy, and the guy's huge, you know. I'm like, oh fuck. Just got off the plane. I flew in the day I fought for the Blue Belt Worlds, which was a story in itself. Flew in, got there in the morning. The first Worlds was in the summer, so they held it at night. Mm-hmm. So I was just in the heat of the day, the summer day. Like it was tough. It's
brutal.
It was tough. That's when I first had my first acai too.
Oh yeah.
And they're bringing me this purple bowl of stuff, right? And I think it's like soup or stew because it's steaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, I had no idea it was this like frozen, delicious, amazing thing. I've never seen it, never heard of it. You know, 95, 96. So I never even heard of acai. And I fell in love with that stuff.
Yeah.
Right away. First spoonful, I was like, okay.
It's so good, so different down there.
So different.
Remember Desafrutes, the loft place?
Oh, yeah, the loft, yeah.
Oh, their acai was the best.
Yeah,
there,
it was really good.
I heard it's gone. It's so depressing.
Oh, it's a bummer.
Yeah, all those fresh juice, all those fruits that we never even seen before.
Yeah, you don't even know what they are.
You know, down there. What's the white one again? I can't remember the names of those
They're good.
juices that they have down there.
Amazing.
The acerola cherry juice.
Oh, the acerola is really good.
All of it.
Really good. Anyways, I fight this guy, and he's like some Sao Paulo guy, big judo guy. This guy just froze me. I'm just a wrestler. I don't really know how to deal with the gi or anything. I've never fought like a good judo guy, you know, blue belt. And this guy just bombs me. And I'm laying on the mat. I'm like, you know, trying to collect myself and figure out what I'm going to, you know, put him in guard, what I'm going to do here. And I look over, and just as this is all happening, I look, and the canvas is ripped. The fucking hay is sticking out of it. I'm just like, holy shit. Where am I? What have I done? This giant just threw me on the fucking straw. Oh, man. I got him. But that was it. That was just... After that whole day, the flight, I flew... what was the terrible airline? Was it Vaspa? Did you ever fly Vaspa?
I don't think so.
It was a horrible airline.
I'm bougie with my flying.
Yeah, well, I wasn't because it was a free ticket. I won Joe Moreira's tournament, and I was supposed to get a free ticket, and I ended up getting a ticket the day of. But I think it was like the last flight where they allowed smoking on. I was in the smoking section, so just the whole way down there, people were just blowing smoke in my face. It's so bad.
I want a free ticket from a Brazilian guy, but they're gonna make sure I'm so sabotaged before I get down there. You land the day of, put him in the smoking section.
Yeah, I didn't have a fucking chance. I didn't have a chance. But yeah, I got third though. I made the semis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably would have won, but Silvio Bering took 2 points on me for stalling. I was like, bro, if you had the flight I had, you'd stall too.
Yeah. You're coughing up a lung out there.
It's horrible.
You made it further than I ever made it. First I ever made it was third fight, and I had this guy in a full Schultz choke. Tony DeSouza was living at my house teaching me all the filthy moves.
Yeah.
You know? And I chin whipped this dude, and I had a full
the Schultz front headlock
on him. You know,
put your head underneath.
Everything, put my head underneath.
Yeah,
I'm
that
turning
thing's
it to the
nasty.
side. You know, and on when he had shot in on me on the sprawl, I can't remember if it was my gi or his gi. One of our gis had like flipped up, and they're like, "Hey, you know, stop! You got to fix your gi." I'm like, "I got a choke on."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm like, Half said, "Don't let go until someone taps. The ref pulls you off." And then Gordo's like, they're going to disqualify you. Let go. I'm like, for what, Gordo? You know what I mean? He's like, the gi. I'm like, I got to choke, you know? And then like a couple of years later, Tony's fighting in Mecca. He's got a guy in a full twister. And the guy's leg goes out into the ropes of the thing. And they pull him off and they stop it and they break it apart for that. It's like, I'm like, these guys didn't know the Schultz choke. You know what I mean?
No. No, I mean, Matt Hughes got a big dog Cachajon with it, right? In the UFC.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and like people were like, "No," but
that's legit,
bro. The Schultz boys use that forever.
Yeah,
put you to sleep and then turn you.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
those boys were nasty.
Yeah,
boys and men. I should speak about them a lot better, but. Tony D'Souza's a character, though, huh?
Man, he was another. He
was a wild boy.
He was a bad mofo, that guy, you know.
Now I hear he's down in Chile and he's like some fucking shaman, right?
He's in Peru.
Peru.
Yep, he's in Peru, still grappling and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in a few years, but we talked every once in a while on Facebook. He's still doing Cholitsu, you know, just traveling around, being a shaman with dreadlocks, you know, ripping necks off.
Yeah, because you could do that.
Oh, God. I remember the first time I trained with him at BJ's house, my neck started hurting just thinking about how much damage he did to my neck.
Yeah, you'll get a neck problem training with Tony all the time.
But he came out to Brazil, lived at my house for a while, and man, he showed me so many dirty ass neck cranks. I'd show up at Gracie Baja, I'd be chin whipping fools and everything.
They loved you. Huh?
I remember one time this black belt guy he like beat me up, and so he leaned in to go guard. I chin whipped him, I jumped him out. Rah! Feitosa comes over and kicks me. Rah! This move is not valid though. And I'm like, bro, I just tapped 3 dudes out with it. Seems pretty valid to me. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what are you talking about, bro? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they hated me there.
You did stir up some stuff down there though, didn't you?
Yeah, but like, look at all the things they were mad at me back then about. Like, is all like normal now.
It's totally normal now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's like, oh, you train at another school, you're a creonch. You know what I mean? Like, I said it a long time ago to them. I'm like, hey, all this is going to go away. You know, for this sport to grow and get bigger, all this, like, this is my gang, my clique. You can't train outside of it. You can't videotape the tournaments because people are going to see my position. You know, like all that stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? The more videos are out there, the bigger the sport gets, the more money you guys make. You guys ask me all the time why you're broke and I'm not, because you guys think like this and I don't, you know? Like, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, now the best guys in the world are teaching you their best tricks.
Yeah.
You know?
BJJ Fanatics. Go check it out. You know?
Like, man, we had to hunt for that shit. You know, we had to go through those.
Sneak it out of Brazil.
Yeah, you had to go through the VHS tapes with a, like wear your VCR out, rewinding.
Yeah, it's Mark Lehman remix.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah,
like,
the Mark Lehman.
All
those
the best
things
pieces out. Yeah, I talked to him recently, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's doing good, man.
Yeah, what's he up to?
Got a school and stuff.
Oh, he's got a school.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's in Michigan, I think it is. Yeah.
Michigan.
He was another legend that fought the hard fight. For sure.
Lehman. Yeah, he didn't take any shit. He went the hard way. He did what he thought was right.
And beat up a lot of dudes along the way.
Yeah, gotta respect him for it, man. Yeah.
It's a different era.
It's a wild time.
Yeah.
But they're both good, you know, and now the sport needs what it is now.
Yeah.
You know, and
feels a little some of it feels a little watered down. Like when I went to the thing, it's like corporatized a little, which I can get it, but like, I don't know. It's like all these rules and this and like, oh, your gi, this, that, you know, it's like, I mean.
It was hard for me to kind of change my idea about that, you know, as far as like having this, you know, the way we came up was like you had to have the toughest guys and the toughest gym and, you know, you wanted that, right? And but I found that like, I wasn't giving jiu-jitsu to the people that needed it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so if I'm a coach, right, if this is what I'm doing, and I have this like absurd barrier of entry where, you know, like the person already did the hardest thing that came in the gym, right? That's the hardest thing.
Yep.
And now they're going to get their ass kicked, you know, on their very first day by my killers, see if they can stay. Like, I'm not doing a good job. I'm not helping that person, right? This person, jiu-jitsu has a power to help somebody, and I'm making it even harder for them to get it. So, you know, it's like had to really change my thought process and like think that I'm, have to be of service. And those people will still get to that level, to be good at jiu-jitsu and tough and disciplined and all the things that they need to be. But there's an on-ramp now that allows them to, it lessens the learning curve, because jiu-jitsu will still give them all those qualities. It's just that they don't have to walk in with them.
Yeah.
And get
I
turned
agree with
around.
that. What I'm more talking about is like just the sterileness of the tournaments and like it just seems like every year there's like new rules and new this and your gi this and your gi camp that and the weigh-in and the, I just feel like a lot of the fight is gone.
Yeah, it's a little too difficult to do it.
Sporty,
yeah, too sporty. And there is so many unnecessary rules. Especially IBJJF. It's like new every year. Well, we had to change the cloth of the gi has to weigh this amount, and your belt has to be this exact length, and it's over the top.
It's just
but
control freaks.
Yeah, whatever. It's their game.
And then meanwhile, we got like Mo and Seth with what they're doing with Abu Dhabi, and it's just like, Abu Dhabi is just like next level, and that's the thing. Like even when I was at that tournament with you, like some of these tournaments, just like it's gotten so boring. Like compared to the Tijuca Tennis Club, you go to the world, you're like, I don't know which match to watch.
Yeah.
There's so much. Holy shit, the crowd is cheering like crazy over there. What I miss, you know what I mean? And then like now you could go and there's like little bursts of excitement, but it just
the medals are the same, but the experience isn't.
Yeah,
it's not what it was.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. It is even like Master Worlds is really. Yeah, it's
just
really
the day
stale.
goes so slow.
The passion,
The bursts of excitement are so far apart. So it's just. I mean, another thing with like jiu-jitsu, like how far our generation was like, how fast can you finish the guy?
Yeah.
And now it's like I see these YouTube videos where guys are like, watch me chain these 36 moves together before I get to the submission, and you're like, well, you could have submitted them 2 moves ago, like, where are you going?
And how the fuck can you, I don't know, I can't think like that under stress.
Yeah.
I'm either A or B each time, you know what I mean? It's like, here's the problem, I got A or B, pick one of those, and then I'm going to have another problem, and I'm going to pick A or B.
Yeah.
So it may be a 30 move chain, but for me, it was just A or B the whole time. I'm going left or right, the whole time. So... And I don't think under stress you can think about, these hyper complex.
I mean, some of these guys
systems
are so technical these days. Of course they can,
Yeah, but I wonder if it's still A or B when it's happening to them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So they could put together a 30-move thing, but it's probably a series of small decisions.
It used to be
in a
A or B, smash or get smashed.
That's an easy choice. It was always an easy choice for me.
It
was always an easy choice for me. Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Good times.
Well, excited for you to get back to training, man. Maybe one more little round. You do chondrocytes last time you were here?
Yeah, so I guess I was one of the first groups to get the chondrocytes.
Good.
But I gotta say, it's fucking amazing, like how well it worked.
What was your process? Did it hurt a lot when you got it done? I can't remember.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It was so painful.
Some people have a lot of pain. Some people don't.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
One of the injections didn't hurt at all, and the other one was, it just hurt a ton. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, you guys had the drip for me, so. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it hurt a ton, but. As bad as I was moving around, I was still able to move around. But the next morning, I called down and hey, somebody's got to come up here with a wheelchair. Wow, I ain't getting out of this hotel room because my knees were so swollen.
Real bad, yeah.
Yeah, I was really bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I say I was bad, I was really bad. Yeah, I think the knee that hurt, I had a bunch of what's it called? Bursa in there, He said I had a bunch of bursa in there. And
did they sometimes have to drain knees before they inject them? Did they have to drain yours?
No, they didn't drain mine. Yeah. Thank God. I've had those knees drained so many times. I hate that.
Yeah.
But that was just that one day. The next day I felt better and then steadily felt better. The immediate inflammation all went down over time. And then, I followed I think I got a really good result because I knew that this was kind of my last shot before I was going to have to get replacement knees, so I think that I really like follow the protocols. Like I did exactly what you fucking told me to. And I think that's really helped me get a good result. Also, I have a really good trainer, Jenny Lau at Strength Bias, or Jenny Winters, sorry, Jenny, but strengthbias.com. She's just fantastic. And so she's really helped me because, when you're in pain like that so much and when you're compensating, you develop so much like imbalance in your body and compensation. And I still struggle with like my low back and my hips. So I don't have knee pain per se when I'm walking, but because I've like developed these ways of walking, they cause hip pain and cause my low back to go out. So it's just been just working at it, trying to, get a proper gait going again and get my mobility and not fall into those habits that I developed. So, and then to strengthen all those muscles that haven't been used or overused so we've been doing a lot of work on that. And, that's really helped because like I said, I don't have pain in my knees, right? I mean, sometimes I'll get a little bite in my left knee, a little bit here and there, but most of my problems are like low back and hips at this point. And it's just from, developing all those like compensations and stuff. And so correcting those has really been beneficial to me as far as.
I tell people that all the time. I just did a podcast with Chris, the owner of Sports Performance, which is where like Dom and a bunch of the UFC guys turned me on to for my back rehab after my stem cells. And I had to completely learn how to walk again because I would just throw this left leg because I had so much nerve damage and pain in it. And I tell patients
throw it
all
around
the
the
time.
corner.
I throw it around the corner.
Yeah, I was doing that with both
corner.
my legs. God, it's hard to stop.
It is. It's taking a
hard to
long time.
stop.
I have to focus.
Yeah.
Like when I would walk on the treadmill, and now I'm jogging on the treadmill again. I even run some sprints. This morning I ran 3 sprints. 3 sprints. Like there's no way I could do that post back surgery.
Yeah.
And but I have to really focus. Like, all right, make sure you're reteaching, reprogramming the brain and the nervous system, and it makes such a difference. And all the time when we have I think we have like 15 returning patients with you here this week. And
there's a bunch
when
of us.
I go talk to everybody, and I'm like, how you doing? Da, da, da. And so many times when I talk to people, and they're like, oh, I feel a lot better, but and I say, oh, what'd your physical therapist have you do? Oh, I didn't do any physical therapy. Like especially shoulders.
Yeah.
Shoulders tend to get like pulled forward, pulled backward, pulled up. If you don't like realign them so they're straight, I can, grow everything back in there, your entire rotator cuff. But if your shoulder's still like rolled forward, like, or you're sleeping on it with it like that, the pain's not going to go away.
No. No, I mean, you see when somebody breaks their shoulder, they end up with like frozen shoulder. It takes a long time to fix that. So.
Yeah.
I mean, the PT is so important. And my trainer, she fucking kills me with rubber bands.
Yeah.
Just rubber bands. Like, I used to squat, I don't know, 500 pounds or something. You know what I mean? Now it's just like these rubber bands, and she's just killing me. But it's all about like putting me in the right place, using the right muscles, making them fire. It took us a long time just to get my both quads, to actually engage and fire. They just would not do it.
I feel like they're going to cramp, right?
Yeah, or they were just turned off.
Yeah.
Kind of like how when you have a knee surgery and your quad is like turned off. So I was like walking around like that every day. My quads just would not straighten my leg or fire. And so I was using all like my hip and my hip flexors and stuff. And it's just caused me, you don't have a chance. You got to do that PT.
I mean, you would think people spend all the money and time to come down here. Like, what's a couple bucks for a PT?
I can't imagine. And you got to get somebody good, too. I mean, do your research. Get somebody good.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
anybody's better than nobody. And some people think, oh, I just go to the gym and do my leg. No. You're using the same exact muscles you've been using. It's not this. That's not physical therapy.
Not what this is about. No.
It's completely different.
No, I'm sure I could get under a bar and do a big squat right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure. This is not what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's just not. It's not the same thing. So, that was, I mean, you laid it out, and followed it for once.
Yeah.
You know.
Good.
So, yeah.
I'm
Fortunate.
glad it worked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as somebody who was about to get 2 knees replaced, what would you tell somebody else that's in the same position?
Do this.
Yeah.
Do this. I mean, first off, I'm not in pain. Like I was in pain. I mean, I couldn't sleep at night. I mean, I was in fucking pain. So 6 months later, and not even 6 months, within a month or two, I was out of pain. You know, didn't have knee pain that would keep me up at night, or, and I don't have.
It took you 6 months to get out of pain?
No, it only took me a couple months to get out of
A
pain.
couple months. I thought you said 6
Yeah,
months.
so I mean, I'm 6 months later, right?
Right.
But yeah, I'm just, totally out of knee pain. Any pain that I do have is just the stuff we just talked about, just muscular stuff. I get to see the MRIs later today, so I'm really interested in those. But this has been a lifesaver. I don't have fake knees. I have my knees still in my body. I'm not going to have these replaced in 15 years. I've gotten back to almost all my activities. Hopefully 2 months from now I'll be training again, and completely avoided double knee replacement. I don't have to have that done. And the nightmare of that surgery and the recovery, it would have been a double knee replacement would have been at least a year, just to get back to like where I am right now.
I mean, do they do them both at once? Or you got to do one.
I have no
recover,
idea.
and then do the
I
other?
think you do one and then do the other. So I would have been in
think so,
pain.
yeah.
I would have been in pain for another year at least, not just from the surgery, but my other knee would have been in pain the whole time, and probably more because I would have been using it to compensate for the one that just had the surgery.
True.
So, man, this was the best choice I could have made.
Well, I'm glad you made it, buddy.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see you up, moving around.
Thanks, brother.
And let's see what those MRIs have to say.
Yeah, we'll go see those things. I'm excited.
Awesome.